Oh, almost took a topple. Good afternoon. Welcome to Akwaaba Yoga. It's been a little while, but it's a Sunday, the 3rd of March. So yeah, first time we're practicing together in 2024. I'm aiming to jump on a mat with you guys at least once a quarter, first Sunday of each quarter. But yeah, it's going to be a 25-minute session, and we're starting off with a bit of breathing, just to tune in with our breath before going for a nice flow. So if it's the first time that you're joining in, whether it's live or on repeat, yes, always listen to your body. Otherwise, yeah, let's get cracking. Let's get started. I'm going to come and take a seat on our bums. Feel free to come cross-legged or maybe on your shins, on your knees. And let's just find ourselves arriving and slowing down before we kick off. So you're really taking our surroundings, become aware of where we are. Maybe you want to reflect on a week, wherever you might be right now compared to where you were during the week, whether it's a working week or one of family or friends. And just close your eyes. Just feel your natural breath here, the inhales and the exhales. You're just bringing awareness to your breath. You're not forcing anything here. Maybe you can take note of your beating heart. Maybe become aware of your posture if you're slouching. Perhaps use this as an opportunity to just roll the shoulders back and sit up a bit tall. Just inhale for a count of 3 through the nose and give it a long exhale out through the mouth for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's go again. Inhale in through the nose, count of 3, 2, 1. And gently, softly exhale out through the mouth for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take 2 more rounds in your own time, in silence. Last round here. If your eyes are closed, I invite you to just blink your eyes open. Let's take our hands and sweep both arms up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze in between the hands towards the top. And on the exhale, we're going to drop that left hand just behind us and take that right hand across the front of the body. It's there for us to maybe grab the outside of the right or the left thigh or the left knee. I'd like to do so. Maybe just grab the top of your shorts, your leggings, and use that to add a bit of resistance so you can start to come into the twist. So we're inhaling in, sitting up nice and tall. And on the exhale, keeping the chin over the chest. So we're twisting from the torso over towards the left side of the room. So inhale to lengthen up, and exhale to twist. And again, inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And just gently release out. Let's come back to facing forwards. Start with our hands on the knees, then on the inhale. Sweep the arms up towards the ceiling once again, taking a gaze in between the hands. Nice and long through the arms here. One more breath, and on the exhale, I'm going to drop that right hand, the right arm behind the body. This time we're taking the left hand over the right thigh or the right knee, or grabbing onto your trunks or your leggings. perhaps your shorts, and just using that resistance as we come up on the inhale and into the twist on the exhale to just bring us a bit further over towards the right hand side. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Last one here, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, and relax. Just swing out through the arms. I'm going to turn and face the front of our mat. So I'm going to come into our Bakasana, our child's pose. Balasana. It's been a while. So knees apart, feet together. Let's just bring our bums down towards the heels. They don't need to touch. And slowly start to walk the hands forward. As we find ourselves coming to Balasana, as you come into your child's pose, just let the head drop in between hands. The forehead may or may not reach the floor. Just feel into your body here. On each inhale, perhaps you can feel your belly pressing against your thighs. So really embrace being supported here by the floor, by your mats. Feel the hands touching the floor, your elbows, your knees, perhaps your shins, tops of the toes. Just allow yourself to give in here to being supported by the ground. If you're holding, if you're gripping in the hands, just fan them out onto the floor. If you hunch up into the shoulders, just become aware of that tension, of that holding, and slowly just start to release. Really allow yourself to give in here. Let's take one long inhale in through the nose together. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And on the exhale, open up the mouth and sigh it out. On the next inhale, let's start to press into the knees, lift the torso up off the ground. We're going to come into our tabletop position here. So hands are stacked underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, feet and hands hip distance apart. We're in a neutral spine, and on the inhale, we're going to bring the belly down. Let's take the gaze up towards the front diagonal. Bring the tailbone high on the exhale. Press the hands into the floor. Roll into the upper back. Take the gaze to the navel as we exhale. And let's reverse it out. Inhale to look up, tailbone goes high, squeezing the shoulders together. Exhale to round. And again, inhale to come up, take the gaze up towards the front diagonal, let the belly drop down. Exhale to round. Just come into a freestyle of your choice. Just find movement in the hips, explore any tightness in the body. Just undulate through the back. Just move with a sense of freedom. There's no structure here. Maybe you bring your bum down towards the heels, or you drop your hips towards the floor. For 2, for 1. And let's all find ourselves coming back towards our tabletop. We're going to curl our toes under here, press our hands into the floor, lift the knees up, come to downward facing dog. So just walking out through the toes, through the feet, as we lift one heel at a time. As we lengthen out through the legs, maybe we'll feel stretching to the calf muscles. It's not a competition with yourself to try and bring your heels down. Let's energetically just draw the heels towards the ground.
So we're creating that sensation. Again, that may or may not reach. But it's there for us. If you want to take a bend into the knees, which might lift the heels up off the ground. Taking the gaze towards the back of the room, in between the legs. On the next breath, let's jump or step forwards, and let's meet at the front of the mat. We're here in our forward fold. So, and head hang heavy, the arms are loose, swaying from side to side. We're here, let's start to sway up towards a standing position, keeping the head, the arms heavy. As we reach the top, we're going to roll the shoulders back. The feet are hip distance apart, face the palms forward. We meet here in Tadasana, in our mountain pose. Maybe close the eyes here, just to find ourselves tuning once again into our breath. Feel the mat, the ground in between or underneath the feet. If your eyes are closed, just open them up. Start to shift the feet together, bring in the big toes to touch. On inhale, let's swoop the arms up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze up in between the hands, nice and long through the arms, through the body. On the exhale, bring the hands into prayer to the center of our chest. On the inhale, we'll lengthen up. On the exhale, let's bend from the hips to come all the way down, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen up through the arms, take the gaze beyond the front of the mat. Exhale to release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to release. Bend into the knees and sweep the arms back up towards the ceiling. Long breath in. And on the exhale, let's bring the hands into prayer to the center of our chest. And let's go again. Inhale to take the prayer up towards the ceiling. Nice and long through the body. And on the exhale, coming straight to our Uttanasana, bending from the hips to come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands and shins. Lengthen up through the arms. Exhale to release. Let's let the head, the arms fall down. Again, inhale, halfway lift. And on the next breath, let's bend into the knees as much as we need. Maybe the heels will lift up off the ground. Place the hands at the front of the mat. From here, we're going to lift up through the left foot and take the left foot all the way towards the back of the mat. Landing high on our left toes. We're going to drop the knee down towards the floor, uncurl the toes. So the tops of the left foot are flat on the mat. We're nicely supported at the front of the mat for our right foot, the right sole of the foot. We'll start to peel the chest away from the right thigh. So come to a low lunge. So we're coming into a stretch through the left hip flexor here. We want to keep our hands onto the right thigh. We'll start to bend into that right knee. We want to come a bit deeper into the stretch into our left hip flexor. Just come to the point where you can start to feel a bit of a release. Again, keep the hands on the thigh or maybe swoop the arms up towards the ceiling. Taking the gaze towards the front of the room. Foot nice and long in the arms. We can lengthen out through the torso. Here for number 2. Another 1. On the next breath, let's bring our hands down towards the front of the mat. We're going to shuffle that right foot back. As gracefully on, gracefully. Girls, no one's watching, no one's judging. We're going to meet once again in our tabletop. Let's curl the toes under. Press the hands into the mat. And let's all meet once again in our downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Let's jump or step and meet once again at the front of the mat. Inhale to come to a halfway lift, lengthen out through the arms, taking the gaze beyond the front of the mat.
Exhale to release. And again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to release. And once again, let's bend into the knees. If you start to lift the heels up off the mats, as much as we need, we're placing the hands down at the bottom of the mat before lifting up, this time through the right heel, the right foot, and stepping that right foot all the way towards the back of the mat, landing on our right toes, before dropping down onto our right knee and curling the toes. We're feeling supported and grounded through the left sole of the foot. Maybe the left leg is perhaps at a right angle. And start to peel your chest away from the left thigh. So maybe placing the hands on the left thigh here. And it's there for us if we want to take a bend into that left knee. So coming a bit further forward. And this time we're coming into a stretch into our right hip flexor. This is a nice asana to come into, which also benefits us if we're runners or we're cyclists. Once again, feel free to lift up through the arms, long through the torso for another 2, another 1. Let's bring our hands down towards the front of the mat, curl. Actually, we're not going to curl the right toes under, we're going to shuffle that left foot back in as gracefully or ungracefully swing that left leg back. So we find ourselves once again in our tabletop. Let's curl the toes under. And meet once again in our downward facing dog. On the next breath, let's all come high on our toes. Jump, step, or walk. And let's meet in our forward fold at the front of the mat. On inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to release. And this forward fold is a nice asana to come into maybe first thing in the morning if you're waking up with a tight lower back. Just let the head and the arms be heavy. Not holding, not gripping here. Just giving into gravity. We're coming to a stretch on the left side. So we're going to take our right hand. If it's there for us, see if we can place it on the outside of our left calf or maybe left thigh. And then we're going to start to lift up through that left hand. Take it as high as you can. You might go towards 90 degrees. Maybe it goes up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze up towards the left hand or just relax the head down towards the mat. You might find you're taking a bend in your right knee to help you come and open up the body towards the left side of the room for another 2, another 1, and release. And get ready for the other side. So again, feet are hip distance apart. Take the left hand this time to the outside of the right shin, the right thigh. And then start to lift that through that right hand. Just go as far as your body allows you to today. You can maybe take a bend into that left knee. Even another 2, another 1, and release. From here, we're going to bend into the knees once again, placing our hands at the front of the mat. We're high on the heels, high on the toes with our heels lifted. And then start to walk the hands back, come onto our bums. Just lengthen out the legs in front of ourselves onto the mat. Just shake out with the legs. Maybe take the hands into fists and just gently tap the tops of the thighs. I'm going to come into a forward fold here, a forward bend. So again, lift up through the arms, taking the gaze in between the hands. And with
Torso straight. We're just, again, bending from the hips. So try not to slouch and drop the head. Just bend from the hips as far as, again, the body allows. Maybe curl the toes in towards the face. So we're finding a stretch through the backs of the legs. Now from here, feel free to take the hands maybe underneath the thighs, underneath the shins, underneath the soles of the feet. Take either grip. Just try not to compromise the bend here. Again, by slouching or dropping the head. So nice and tall through the torso. And the toes curled in, feeling the stretch with the backs of the legs. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to see if we've got any more space to bend from the hips. And then start to release out. So coming back to a 90-degree angle. Just shift forward onto the bums with the knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Take the soles of the feet so they're flat on the floor. Take the arms out either side of the knees. Let's slowly start to bring the back down. And a head down towards the floor. Let's bring the left sole of the foot as closely as we can towards the bum. You might be able to just brush the backs of the heels. You may not. Just make sure that the sole of the foot, the left sole of the foot is flat on the floor. And I'm going to start to lift up through the right leg. So if we can, we're going to keep that right leg nice and straight. And just take it as close towards your head as possible. So it may be just lifting that right leg a few inches off the floor. Maybe you're at a 45-degree angle, maybe 90 degrees. It's there for you to grab the back of the right thigh, the hamstrings. You can use that to draw that right leg a bit closer in towards the face. So engage with the toes, so the toes are curled in. And on the next breath, we're going to lengthen out through that left leg. So now our left leg is flat on the floor. Bend into that right knee. Draw that right knee in towards the body. From here, we're going to come into a supine twist. So we're going to draw that right knee across the body over towards the left side of the room. Maybe take the left hand and place it on the outside of the right knee or the right thigh. Again, this is a nice asana to come into. If you've got tightness in the lower back, we can. Let's open up the right arm towards the right side of the room, taking the gaze over towards the right hand. So we're facing the opposite side to the knee. Here for number 2. Number 1. Start to release out. We're coming to the opposite side. So we start by, again, taking the right sole of the foot, placing it flat on the floor. The right knee's pointing up towards the ceiling. Start to lift up through that left leg. Maybe take it a few inches off the floor, or to 45 degrees to 90. Just energetically draw that left leg towards the face. If it's there for you to grab onto maybe the front of your shorts or your leggings, maybe you can help to bring that left leg a bit closer in towards the face for one more breath. Now, without releasing your grip, let's lengthen out through that right leg so it's flat on the floor. I'm going to bend that left knee and hug it in towards the body for one breath before coming to supine twist on the other side. So with the right leg lengthened out, we're going to draw that left knee over towards the right side of the room. Take the right hand and place it this time on the outside of the left thigh or the left knee.
And just open up the left arm towards the left side of the room, taking a gaze over towards the left hand. Again, it's not a competition to bring the knee down towards the floor. Just listen to your body and just take it to its edge. One more breath. And on the exhale, let's start to come out of our supine twist. We're going to take both feet so that both soles of the feet are flat on the floor. And lengthen out the legs. Let's take our hands, our arms, and place them either side of the torso. Perhaps facing the palms up towards the ceiling. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose. And a long sigh out through the mouth. Yeah, find ourselves arriving into our supine twist. Let's come back into your natural breath. Keep the eyes closed. Just for a few moments. Now, if you're watching this on playback, or indeed if you're live, do feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. Just come to stillness. Whatever energies, positive or maybe negative, that occur during the week, just know that you made it here. Any obstacles that you've had to overcome, you've been able to do so. So look forward to the days ahead. A sense of optimism and belief in yourself. Start to come at Shavasana. Maybe bring the knees in towards the chest. Just give yourself a hug in. And give thanks that you've been able to give yourself time to step away from the busyness of life, the distractions of gossip, the distractions of social media, to move your body and to tune to your breath. Let's roll up or rock up into a seated position. Take one more breath in through the nose and softly release out through the mouth. If your eyes are closed, again, I invite you to blink them open and all done. So we've gone a little bit over, but I hope you enjoyed the session. Again, if you're watching it live, thank you for tuning in. Otherwise, yeah, if you're watching on playback, do enjoy the session. Feel free to repeat. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you back on the mat soon. And yeah, in the meantime, have a great rest of the day, end to your day, or have a great week ahead. God bless. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.